Hey, my name is Eugene, chef of Baryo. I'll be cooking 2 dishes today. We have a coconut curry with pork shanks, some roasted vegetables, got some parsnips and some carrots. And we're also doing a fun take on a honey walnut shrimp. But I'll be using the Gene's Goods coconut jam. Here, some pork shanks. These are part of the front knuckle, nice and meaty. Has a really good like ratio of like fat and meat. Really good cut of meat to like braise and roast. So I'll be salting these. It's good to like season like over like a tray or something because all that extra seasoning that's like left over in the tray, you know, you just take your meat and kind of just press it in there so you don't like waste any of it. I have the oven like at 400. Just gonna roast these till they're like golden brown, till the fat renders and get some like really nice color on it. Probably set the timer for like an hour. While that's roasting, we could get the braising liquid ready. We're gonna start with an onion. At this point, like anything braising, like you wanna start with like, you know, vegetables that you wanna sweat. So typically your garlic, celery, onion, carrots even. Especially with curries, like carrots is good to like get a nice like orange color because like once you roast it, especially if you blend the sauce, all that like orange color comes through. So you get a really nice coloring to your curry. Get a little bit of oil. Let's cut some celery. This dish, definitely, I want to have fun with it. As long as you stay within like a certain like ingredient list or like the way of making a curry, you could just have so much fun with it. I feel like it's like almost like an adobo, really. You have these like set ingredients, but then, you know, you have like 20 people make it, you can have 20 different adobos. I think same with curries. It's like there's like a base layer of like curry flavor or whether you add coconut milk or not, some of the aromatic ingredients, some of the veg that you could add with it, even like the proteins. And I think it'll be interesting like once we add the coconut jam. Make sure they're all like cut down to the same size because I will blend this before adding the pork. And we're adding a little bit of ginger. I think everyone knows the spoon trick for the ginger. Personally, I would leave the skin on. And I'm just sweating these till like the veg get like translucent. I'm gonna add a little bit of turmeric too. Turmeric's good for coloring. A really cool flavoring to it. So yeah, I'm gonna start adding my stocks. I have chicken stock. At this stage, I would add all my aromatics. Some of like the hardier additions. Like I have some dried bay leaves, some cinnamon sticks, some lime leaf that we'll be adding, a little bit of coriander, and some chili. Let's do some chili. Cool. So we have parsnips. Some of these veggies. It definitely has like herbaceous notes to it. Yeah, I'm just gonna roast this on one side, on the flat side, just to like really get like nice color on it. And then I'm gonna take it off. The only purpose to like really roast these is to get color, especially using cast iron. I'll probably throw some carrots in here now. I'll do the same thing with the carrots. I'm just gonna brown like the flat side of it. But the idea is just to get color and then it'll continue cooking once you add it back to the braise, once the meat goes back in there. And at that point, it'll finish cooking all the way through. And we'll also add some of like the bok choy, some of the green leaves, and even the herbs. Oh, these look amazing. Nice even color. All right, pork coming out of the oven. Like all that caramelization right there. It's really good. So now we have our braising liquid. We created that like base of just flavors. We could go ahead and add these pork shanks. You don't want it boiling. You want it just like low heat. Low and slow is like the name of the game for when it comes to braising. Just having all those flavors marry. The goal is to get it like gravy-like, or really just till the meat is like really, really tender. Cool, this is ready. This smells amazing. You can really smell the cinnamon coming through on this. Yeah, I just want to remove the cinnamon sticks because when I do blend it, I don't want to ruin the blade. I have a little hand mixer here. You could use a blender. Blender works well. So I'm just adding it back to this pan to help reduce, and then kind of just glaze the meat a little bit better. But then also I'm gonna start adding all the veg, all the beautiful carrots and parsnips that we roasted. So I'll turn this guy back on. I'm using a type of a bok choy. It's really quick too. That's why I'm just gonna throw it in whole. Let's go heavy with this guy. Cool, let's taste this bad boy. Ooh, just those two chilies that we used earlier. Lots of heat to this. And I'm just gonna do a bed of all the veggies. Curry made with turmeric, coconut milk, sweetened with the coconut jam. I'm gonna use this as a fryer now. Got my handy dandy fry oil. I'll be using whole shrimp, head off, but I will be taking the skin off and then deveining them. Yeah, I'll be using rice flour and cornstarch. This guy right here. Yeah, but you can play around with different breading mixes. Cool. So with breading with anything, you really want to. It's a very like. The idea is like to work clean because it's easy to like get your hands wet because you're constantly wet, dry, that your just hands could like clump up. So yeah, I'll lay these out. This will be my wet hand. And you don't want to crowd it. You don't want to just all throw it in there. And then with this hand, yeah, I'll just like kind of get them all dry. Make sure they're all coated first before I really get in there. There's also like a million ways to candy nuts. You can go as simple as just, you know, tossing in like with sugar, throw them in the oven. You can make like a paste of like sugar, water, or even like sometimes like butter. We'll use butter in this case. You could even make a simple syrup, like a sugar and water situation. Cook the walnuts in there, and then that'll be cool because then you also have like this kind of walnut simple syrup. I'm gonna strain this right now. And then to this pan, I'll add a little bit of butter, just a little bit of butter, and then sugar. Yeah. Looks good. I mean, it's you see the color. You see the color coming through. But walnut's nice and cool now. And once it cools, like when it'll harden and get that candied walnut. So I'm just gonna actually just mix a bunch of stuff together. A little bit of coconut, just to help loosen it up. Allow everything that we're gonna flavor this mayo, like just mix in well. A little bit of vinegar. And then the jam. Let's start here. I'm gonna really incorporate it. Well, let's taste this. We'll taste this guy. Good. I'm gonna do a little bit more. I think it just could use a little bit more sweetness. For making the jam to begin with, I use a brown sugar called Demerara, which is similar to like turbinado. It's a brown sugar, but it has like a more like butterscotch flavor in my opinion, which I really like. That type of sweetness is why I use that sugar for this. So let's set this aside and then we'll fry. Let's start with that. You never really want to like overfill a pan. One, it cools down the oil, the more stuff you add to it, so then it'll take a while for it to get back up. Since we did butterfly it, you know, and considering how small these shrimps are, they do cook pretty quick. Once these are cool, I'll let these cool like a little bit. I wouldn't want to hit it with like hot mayo like right away. Look at all these fabulous golden brown shrimpies. I'm gonna add the walnuts. Cool, yeah, and you got a little scallion. That's to kind of help add a little color, add a little brightness. It works. But yeah, it's just a fun way to jazz up a classic honey walnut shrimp. Cheers.